motivations, things of that nature, have a intention built into them. And then there's the intention we bring to our meditation practice. And if you have ever thought, oh, meditation is difficult, or that distracting monkey mind chatters away sometimes, I'm going to invite you to join me with a few intentions that will help mitigate that. That would be that we are going to be undisturbed and undistracted. Nothing from the outer world is going to distract us, nothing from the inner world, just completely surrendering to the sublime of peace. And we're also I'm just going to throw it out there that we're going to let this be the best, the most delicious, the most deep, the most profound, the most rejuvenating, and the most revelatory meditation experience ever. And that a cumulative effect of going deeper and higher into unbridled divine abandon will be what we experience, opening to providence, divine illumination, that is, and allowing ourselves to feel rejuvenation. That is just the natural byproduct when we move into meditation, is rejuvenation, physically, emotionally, and mentally. With that being said, like I said, I will center us. If you hear every word I say, wonderful. If you don't hear a word I say, no problem. If you doze off, that's all right. And whatever it is, just that you enjoy and have a lucid state of holy awareness. The rest will be self-explanatory. I'm just going to invite you to join me as we now tune and turn within. As always, we just begin by giving ourselves permission to relax. Just saying to ourselves in our minds, I give myself permission to relax, to move deep and high into the greatest expanse of ever-expanding good. We take a moment and we allow ourselves to return to the beginning, which has no beginning and no end. It is eternality, and it is here, and it is now, and it is filled with the eternal frequencies, the energies that are peace and love, beauty and joy, harmony and tranquility. We open to these energies and we allow ourselves to be overwhelmed with the serenity and the peace of mind that brings forward revelation, rejuvenation through relaxation. We have no place to go. We have nothing to do except surrender into this rejuvenating state. And so I invite you to bring your awareness to your heart center, in the middle of your chest, and just allow it to open, to expand, to bloom and blossom. No efforting, no trying, just intending and allowing invite you to bring your awareness to your crown, top of your head. And imagine it is wide open. And with our hearts open, with our crown available, I invite you to awaken your divine sensorium, the inner eye, in the middle of your brow, attuning to inspiration. And allow your mind's eye to open and stretch, that you may see only visions of truth, of the soul, of the divine. As your inner eye continues to open, I invite you to allow the inner ear to open. As the outer ears merge with the inner, all of the temporal sounds begin to fade into the background, and a keen sense of the inner auditory awareness awakens. And we may hear the voice of spirit, of our soul. And now I invite you to allow your surface mind to merge with the higher mind. Thoughts and thinking, figuring and analyzing, fading, evaporating, as the wordless wisdom of providence, knowingness, begins to fill your awareness. You begin to feel a release of space and time. The past is evaporating. The future dissolving. The present merging into the presence. And you may begin to notice that your breathing and your breath is becoming softer and stronger, deeper and wider, fresher. Imagine every inhalation drawing in waves of eternal light through your crown, into your heart, chest, and all the way down to your hips. And as we exhale, we can feel the wave of angelic energy rising up and down, back and forth, every breath taking us deeper into the light of luminosity and weightlessness, timelessness, and spaciousness. And it is here, as we commune with the soul, with the eternal, with the presence, that we allow ourselves to rest, rejuvenate, and relax in the stillness. Going even deeper and higher. Invite you to go even deeper in remembering, imagining the breath of light, the eternal frequencies. Allow yourself to feel, sense, observe, invite, evoke, and allow the energies of the eternal, of the divine, that as you take in your next exhalation, imagine you are inhaling peace. And it comes in through your crown, floods into your heart and torso, down your legs into your feet. A proliferation of soft, gentle, yet powerful light. Soothing, softening, strengthening, all the way into your toes. On the next inhalation, inhaling the energy of beauty. Feel it washing over you and flowing through you all the way down to your ankles, arches, toes. These energies begin to swirl and whirl, and you remember the truth. They are omnipresent. We acknowledge them and allow the radiance to rise. I invite you to imagine now you're inhaling the energy of joy, flowing through your crown, your scalp, your neck and shoulders, your arms, your torso, to the arches of your feet. The entire physical body immersed, all the cells, all the tendons and tissues returning to their natural state of peace and wellness. And I invite you to imagine, to remember, to invite the energy of harmony, inhaling it, letting it flood your entire beingness from your crown to your feet. A contagion of goodness, recalibrating, returning to our natural, eternal state of being. And these energies just begin to circulate. We give it permission to expand. And we take a moment, and you may begin to feel the energy, the byproduct of gratitude. Feel its frequency, or see its color, feel its sensations, to be in awe. The deepest, highest forms of gratitude, to be in awe of the infinite grandeur of that which we call divine, God, the universal presence, the one, the creator, that is all good, a good that surpasses human understanding, that is been called bliss, nirvana. It is intelligent. It is the power right now, the intelligence and the power that is birthing and collapsing stars throughout the universe, that is whirling comets and asteroids through space, that is cascading waterfalls into pools and rivers, that is breaching the whale as it leaps from the ocean. Just fluttering the butterfly, beating our hearts. The grace, the beauty, the gentleness and the power, the intelligence that only seeks to beget good. That is life's nature. And as we remember the truth that in transcending the temporal, as we bathe in the eternal, as we remember the truth of what it means to be born, formed, and fashioned in the image and likeness of God, that our very essence is one with the presence. And it is joy, it is angelic, it is good, it is pure. We simply align with the divine design of our own being. So grateful to know that just by relaxing, by opening, returning, remembering the absolute truth, something wonderful rises. And we can remember that infinite benevolent potentials, possibilities, are right here, sourced from the very presence of goodness that we call God, or Jehovah, or Dios, or Allah, or Choda, or Adonai, or the One, or the Creator. It is everywhere, omnipresent, as good. We simply allow ourselves to feel it in our bones, physical, emotional, and mental bodies. And in deep thanksgiving, knowing that glory to greater glory is the nature of life, we give it permission to have its way, rejuvenating, regenerating, invigorating, inspiring. We allow it to be good and to expand benevolently, synergistically, and serendipitously by saying, and so it is. Amen. Whenever you feel ready, if you haven't already, you can open your eyes. If you need a little balancing or grounding, oftentimes touching your opposite hands to your opposite knees is a good thing, or just pressing your feet in the ground, whatever feels right and good to you. Welcome back, love streamers. Welcome back to those of you in the sanctuary. We're going to bring the lights up in the room. And this completes our meditation service. And we are going to begin our music and our message, our inspirational service, which I promise you will be grand and glorious, in about 6 minutes. So you're welcome to move about the cabin, get a refreshment, use the restroom. Love streamers, we're going to see you back here in about 6 minutes, live streaming, and peace and blessings.
I didn't know this was here. So I was just like,
We'll get it. Oh, I know where the glitch is.
because this is, yeah, because I get the brunt of a lot of it, you know, and
Nope. Just leave it at
Good morning, Soul Center. Good morning. Happy Sunday morning. My name is Jessica Susalik, and I'm the co-founder of Soul Center OC with my mom, Patricia Griffith, our angel in heaven, and with our incredible spiritual director, Reverend Keith Horwitz. We are, yes, let's cheer him up. We are bringing the teachings of Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith and the Agape International Spiritual Center to Orange County, and we are doing that along with our board of directors, our volunteers, our prayer chaplains, our practitioners, and this beautiful, beautiful community. So thank you for being here with us this morning. I'm still flying from our incredible event on the water yesterday. We had a beautiful moment for fellowship out on the water yesterday, and it's so great to remember how important fellowship is. And that's one of the most beautiful things about our community is our people. Our people are just beautiful. So if you're new to our community, sign up for one of our events and get to know us, because it's a really special group. And of course, you love streamers. When you're here in person, come and get to know us too, because we love you also. Let's stand, please, and say our declaration that's in our program. It's on the screens. There is one life, and that life is God. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. I am here to receive the divine message for me. I am awake, I am tapped in, and I am transformed. You may be seated.
Hello everybody, my name is Lisa Lipton, proud member of Soul Center. Friendly reminder, please place your cell phone on meditation mode. And I hear that the boat cruise in Newport Harbor yesterday was a great time. So thank you, Jessica, for your gorgeous boat. And to Lynn, of course, for always catering the yummiest lunches. And our next fundraiser is a farm-to-table dinner. It's going to be a gathering with friends on Saturday, September 27th at Paulette Smith's. One of our board members is hosting this event at her amazing home in Fullerton. And yes, of course, Lynn is going to really go all out to create a culinary feast. Tickets are limited to 30 people, and you can find them on soulcenteroc.com. And the fund committee is designing a very unique experience. We'll be dining surrounded by nature under a loving canopy of trees. This promises to be a fun and delicious way to spend an evening with friends or meeting new friends and rejoicing with everyone. Gina Fetta's book club begins this Tuesday, September 9th. Gina is an Agape licensed spiritual practitioner, and she'll present the classic book, This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. It's free, except you gotta buy the book. Maybe it's at the library. Details on soulcenteroc.com. Woo! Join Reverend Keith on his appearance day, September 14th. It's in the sanctuary after service, 12 to 1:15 p.m. for a special celebration where we honor that which makes your heart sing. Reverend Keith truly is happiest when others are enjoying their authentic desires and fulfillment. He will open with a welcome and connecting with you and your soul's desires. It'll be discussion, meditation, celebration, and prayer. Woo! And he's not busy enough. Reverend Keith's Fall Spiritual Retreat in Sedona is 2.5 days in October of guided meditation, prayer, of course, delicious meals by our incredible Chef Lynn. Wow, she's busy too, both of them. And easy to moderate hikes to sacred vortexes, energy centers believed to promote healing and spiritual growth. And you can register on soulcenteroc.com or see Reverend Keith to gift this beautiful experience to someone else. That's always nice. Don't forget Jerome, he's busy too. Swing by to check out Almond Garden's eclectic mix of products, from spiritual items like crystals, incense, and tarot or oracle cards, to unique gifts for that home and your garden. They include candles and books and so much more. And remember, a portion of your purchases are donated to Soul Center. All right, remember, we got to visit that soulcenteroc.com because we got so many events. And you can view your Sunday service program or visit our welcome table outside to learn about all of our other ongoing events, such as Rev Keith's Daily Affirmative Prayer, held Monday through Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific on Zoom and Soul Center's Facebook page. On Wednesdays, join our midweek meditation. That's 6:45 p.m. here in person, or you can live stream, of course. Our small group soul circles meet on various days and times. On each first Sunday, which is today, join our Soul Center monthly visioning after service at noon in the conference room. Also on first Sundays, today, for our live streamers, we have individual, private, confidential prayer on Zoom. On second Sundays, join our snack potluck, and every fourth Sunday, join our munch and mingle. Experience personal growth and find deeper spiritual meaning through selfless service. Connect with the community, united by Seva, the joy of giving with an open heart, and discover a path to greater fulfillment. Learn how to get involved at soulcenteroc.com or ask any volunteer. And now, let's join our Soul Center house band and our congregational song.
And also just an additional invitation to join us next Sunday to celebrate Reverend Keith. It's going to be a really beautiful service honoring the birth and life of Reverend Keith. And we know we're so grateful for you, and we cannot wait to celebrate you next Sunday.
I think of when the song is played. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. Good morning. My name is Lynn Shanky. Our selected reading is from Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. A person without a spiritual conviction cannot hope to make the same use of the creative power of their thought as one who has it. We must deliberately play with the idea that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, that the kingdom of God is within. We must recognize our thought on this basis, taking as our central theme the conviction that pure spirit is ever at the center of our being. We should keep the door of our thought open to the invisible guest who would enter and sup with us, to that I am, which is the resurrection and the life. Our mental vision must be guided by the star of hope and not the illusion of despair. We are to know that spirit triumphs over everything. Love is conquering, is all conquering. Joy becomes supreme. The awakening of our thought to the divinity within us should not be a dreary process, but a joyous one. There should be great spontaneity in it, a sense of exhilaration and jubilation. Thus alone can life more abundant enter into us. Let us turn within. Oh, so grateful for that reminder. Grateful for Soul Center. Grateful for my breath. Grateful for all my senses. They are all being tantalized today. I'm grateful to know that God is the one presence, the one source, the supply of all the goodness. I am open to all this goodness. I know that I'm one with the divine presence. I know that each one of us here is one with the divine presence. All the live streamers, all the love streamers, all our family members, everyone we know and don't know, the whole world is connected through God, through each other. I'm blessing this day. I know that this day is a perfect day. This day is a wonderful day, filled with blessings and love and laughter and beautiful music and a beautiful message. I'm blessing Reverend Keith as he takes us through this service today with his wonderful wit, knowing there will be some laughter and some contemplation, knowing that the words that we need to hear, that are just for us, are coming through him today. I'm blessing Jesse and Brian and Rena as they tantalize us with their beautiful music. We are so blessed to have these musicians and to raise our vibration with them every Sunday. It's such a wonderful place to be. I'm blessing the sanctuary as we are all gathered here today. I'm blessing each and every one of us as we are opening our hearts and knowing that during meditation, I could feel my heart opening. It was wonderful. And I know that that's going to continue for each and every one of us as we are feeding our soul today. Blessing it all and letting it be. And so it is. Amen. Now it is time for our agape affirmations. Please rise. You will find them in your program. And coming up on the screen? Yes. I'll speak a line and then we'll repeat them aloud together with sincerity and acceptance. I am one with the great radiance of God and creation. The energies of joy, faith, and passion are stirred into activity within me. Blooms of love flower in my heart and grow in my relationships.
Blooms of love flower in my heart and grow in my relationships.
The power of good blesses every area of my life with brilliance.
The power of good blesses every area of my life with brilliance.
I am here to circulate magnificence and beauty the world. Beautify the world.
I am here to circulate magnificence and beautify the world.
Lifted in the power of gratitude, I let it be so.
Lifted in the power of gratitude, I let it be so.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. For those of you that would like to experience private individual prayer today after service, please come up front here to the gong, and there you will be directed to a licensed Soul Center prayer chaplain or an agape licensed spiritual practitioner wearing a shawl who will will pray on your behalf in a safe and confidential atmosphere. Peace and blessings, everyone.
If you know this song, I'm so excited to share this. A couple weeks ago, I got the opportunity to do this song over at Agape, and so I'm excited to be able to sing it for you today. There is a power, a presence, one life of all, and all the power can exist outside of the infinite. One life, there can only be God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. Oh yes, I'm in the love of God. There is a wisdom, a knowing, a loving, and a truth. Whatever you need to know will come in God's way for you. Just say until it shows I'm ready. I won't move until I know that I'm in the love of God. For the power and the glory and the love of God is everywhere. I can see it is, I can feel it is everywhere, and I know in my heart. For the power, the glory, and the love of God is everywhere, everywhere. There is a power, a presence, one like the Lord, and for the power can exist outside of the infinite. One love, there can only be God's love. Oh yes, I know that I walk. Oh yes, I walk in the love of God. For the power and the glory and the love of God is everywhere. I can see it is everywhere. I can feel it is everywhere, and I know in my heart, yes, the power and the glory and the love of God is everywhere. I can see it is everywhere. I can feel it is everywhere, and I know in my heart, oh yes, so in the love of God. Give me something, Jesse. Round of applause for Jessica Doe. Yes, I'm in the love of
Rena Cervantes! Oh, thank you. That was gorgeous. That was beautiful. Jessica Godoy and Brian Sherrick, thank you so much. We have the best when it comes to music and everything else in our community. We have the best congregants, we have the best love streamers, we have the best music. It's just all good. Welcome. Good morning. I'm Reverend Keith. This is our Soul Center Sunday service. If you are sitting in this room, if you are love streaming, you have come here to go to the next level of brilliance in your life. There is brilliance awaiting you every moment of every day. This is not some theory. This is not airy-fairy talk. It's not just to rev you up and kind of get you excited. This is the absolute truth, because the universe is friendly. It is good. It vibrates at bliss. There's an intelligence. There's a knowingness. We are part of the Agape International Spiritual Center, and the principles that we operate on are based on universal truth and universal law. You know that there's the law of gravity, that it is no respecter of persons. It works the same way. And there are laws of creation, whether that is the law of attraction, whether that's the law of radiance, the law of emergence, whether that's the law of pyrotechnics. Whatever it is, the laws work with precision to beget good, all of them. And so we are here to honor that and the principles thereof. The principles are what guide you to your good. If you honor the laws and honor the principles, which is the same as synonymous of saying honoring your soul, your true self, your higher self, the divine within, then bliss awaits you. It is welcoming you. And I'm welcoming you. I'm welcoming you to this day. Is there anybody who's here for the very first time today? Oh, we got a couple first-timers. If you're here for the first time, I'm just going to invite you to please rise. Don't worry. All we're going to do is bless you. If you're welcome, and those of you who are love streaming for the very first time, you could rise too, and when you come here in person, you'll stand up too. All we're going to do is bestow a blessing upon you. Your job is just to receive, being seen, heard, loved, adored, blessed. You are not to give anything right now. You are just to receive. And we're going to extend our heart and our prayers through our hands, and we're going to say this to you. Welcome to Soul Center.
Welcome to Soul Center.
We know who you truly are.
We know who you truly are.
A divine emanation of brilliance.
A divine emanation of brilliance.
Formed and fashioned in the very image and likeness
Formed and fashioned in the very image and likeness
of God. We love you.
We love you.
We thank God for you.
We thank God for you.
Welcome to Soul Center.
Welcome to Soul Center.
You may be seated. Thank you for being here. As most of you know, as I was just talking in the preamble here about the laws that govern the universe, and as we move into this new month, even though it's the 7th, it's the new month as far as our first service in this month, and the theme of the month is deepening trust and divine expectancy. When this is pretty much what we need to do throughout the entirety of our life. Trust in the divine, which we call faith. Having faith not in the carnal world, but of the eternal, where you came from, who you really are. There's a divine synergy, a divine energy, and a divine excellence that indwells within you. In all religions, in one way or another, all mystical teachings, in one way or another, say you are formed and fashioned in the image and likeness of God. Your job is to personify that, to understand it, to cognize it. To cognize it means you go into a cognition that remembers the absolute truth. A cognition transcends intellectual understanding from books and dogmas and teachings. It moves into a knowingness where you get to know. You know, is one of the most delicious feelings in the world is when you know that you know that you know something magnificent. Like, have you ever had an experience where there's someone in your life that loves you profoundly, and you just know that they're there for you, that they just love you so magnificently. You're moving into a knowingness that is a feeling tone. And as you move into that knowingness that carries a feeling tone, you will transcend the carnal and the intellect, and you allow yourself to just begin the adventure of joy, of absolute goodness. There is a goodness back of all life. Some people have this misunderstanding from misinterpretations of sacred texts around the globe, that there's some God that will judge us, that could condemn or punish, or perhaps send you to some purgatory or double hockey sticks if you don't do things just right. That couldn't be further from the truth. There are so many passages in those very same scriptures that talk about the loving, forgiving, nurturing, God that before you could even make a mistake in the human dimension, it's already forgiven. Forgiveness is a temporal, carnal process that simply brings you back. The universe has filled itself. The law of transmutation via forgiveness, redemption, purification, that is what allows us just to realign. We just reboot ourselves. And as we move into the topic of today, which is being of welcoming spirit. Spirit, the divine, the universe, God, Allah, Jehovah, Dios, whatever you want to call the creator, whatever is going to make it the most intimate and the most personal to you, that it's a very welcoming presence. It is always welcoming, and the still small voice is what we refer to as the voice of your soul, the voice of spirit, that is always whispering and saying, this way to greater glory. Should you incline your ear and allow yourself to move away from distractions and allow yourself to open to the divine idea right now. Imagine like the most beautiful event that you could ever possibly imagine. Maybe it's taking place on a tropical island somewhere, and it's going to have the music you love, it's going to have the people you love, it's going to have the food you love, it's going to have activities you love, all of course nutrient dense and filled with overflowing goodness, inspiration, and joy. All of that stuff is going to be there awaiting for you. You've heard about it, and all of a sudden you get an invitation that comes in the mail, and it's scribed, it's got golden lettering on it, it's got your name on it, and it is welcoming you and inviting you to the very thing. And it says on there, not only all these things that you're just like, oh my God, check, 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 all these things are amazing and good, but there says, and there will be a surprise for you that will just absolutely blow you away into goodness. It will humble you into awe. It'll just fill you to overflowing with joy. And it's going to be filled with prosperity. Imagine that. Imagine you were invited to that. Would you like to say yes to that? Would you say yes? Sure. And it's all expenses paid, free airfare wherever it's going. All of that is what is at hand. That's not some just airy-fairy idea. That is actually what the universe has in store for us every day. It is a welcoming invitation to greater good. But most of us have come up with some sort of ideas, and today I'm here to light a fire under your butts. I'm here to light a fire under your butts. Not this butt, but the butt that is your excuses. Oh, I would do this, but I would do that, but I would make up and have forgiveness for that person, but they're just, they're a little bit too much and I need some space from them. No, I'm here to light a fire under that butt because you are here to dissolve your excuses, to dissolve your reasons as to why things aren't working out the way you'd like them to, and to return to the beginning. And remember that you're going to move from an intellectual understanding of things, and I'm going to invite you to entertain metacognition. Cognition, when you recognize something, you're moving into a cognitive state that not only understands, but remembers. So I want you to move in, most people are living from a contra-cognition, which means things are against me, and I've got to figure out plans and do things to overcome, to triumph against the opposition. And then if we're not living from a contra-cognition, we're living from a reasoning cognition, where I'm going to reason and justify, and I'm going to start to give it reasons as to why things are happening. Oh, the reason I'm not thriving in prosperity is because, that service didn't work out for me. The economy's not working so good. The politicians are ruining everything for me. Whatever it may be, whatever your excuses are, we're just going to get that lighter and we're going to dissolve that. We're going to burn that. We're going to allow you to be on fire. To be fire is to allow yourself to be illuminated from the inner depths of your own beingness. I want to invite you to get excited, to be enthusiastic about your own divinity. To open to metacognition means you're going to move into meditation. Meta is above. So when we move into meditation, we're going above the carnal world. When we move into metacognition, we're moving into a space place of inspiration. We're allowing inspiration, which oftentimes, now here's the rub that we're all going to vow that we're not going to fall for this. We're not going to let it turn into a butt. Because if you have too many excuses, you're going to have a really big butt. And we want to have just the perfect butt, right? So we want to make sure that we are tapping into and allowing a space for inspiration. We're going to allow ourselves to move into a place where we're going to start to dissolve all ideas of opposition, all ideas that something could be against me. Whenever you are pointing the fingers, what is the old expression? I'm pointing my finger over there to blame so-and-so or blame such and such and blame those organizations, and you got 3 fingers pointing back at you. Those 3 fingers are just pointing back saying, take responsibility for your life. Not responsibility that beats ourselves up. Not responsibility that makes things wrong. Not responsibility that comes up with excuses, but responsibility that's going to take us into a place of inquiry, where we're going to start preparing for our good. The universe is always welcoming us, but are we welcoming the universe? We also have to put out the welcome mat. That's an invitation from us to the divine in response to the invitation that comes from the divine to us. So when you got that invitation to go to that beautiful, glorious event that is going to make your heart sing, it is just going to inspire you, you had to RSVP. And when you RSVP, you're going to allow yourself to send a response that says, yes, I am welcoming your welcome. I will be still and know that I am. We want to be cognizant of a couple things that you want to use in your spiritual practice. What am I welcoming into my life? Most of us, as I said a moment ago, most of us are in a contra cognition or a reasoning cognition as our regular day-to-day. We call that mentation, when you're just regurgitating thoughts over and over and over again. Have any of you ever been in a situation where you had an argument with somebody or a disagreement for somebody, and then you rehearse in your mind over and over, okay, I know how I'm going to handle this. When I see them, I'm going to say this, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then you're, oh yeah, no, well maybe I'll say it like this, da-da-da-da. And you're just regurgitating, meditating in your mind. Have you opened up to what you would like to welcome in its stead? Have you opened to the divine? Its welcoming is always there. I was teaching a class yesterday about the law of creation in essence. In essence, we were basically steeping in the energy of creation, and the energy of creation is perfect. It's sublime. It's brilliant. The energy of creation is what is back of everything. All laws unto the law of creation fall underneath it. The law of attraction, the law of radiance, the law of emergence, all of those fall underneath the law of creation. The great law of creation is there's a divine idea, and it is God's idea, which ends up flowing through your soul, becoming your soul's idea, which then flows into your heart, which becomes your heart's desire, which then makes its way to your mind, and your mind gets free will and free choice to say yay or nay to whatever that inspired idea is. And if you accept it, if you let it, if everything is on the same page, if you're a house united within your own beingness, oh, the divine idea, that's amazing, that's going to be the party, and that special tropical place with all the things and the glad surprise, as Howard Thurman would say, and it's going to rise to your mind. You're going to accept the welcome, and you're going to welcome it in return. There's an exchange that takes place. I'm welcoming the affirmative and the positive, and I will express the affirmative and the positive, and that shows up as gratitude. Now, all of you know, most of you know, that I've been through my fair share of issues and situations in life, from the bullying, from financial issues, from some health issues and things of that earlier in life, that kind of really, I get that there are things that start to weigh on us, or might have us second guess, or might become an excuse or a but as to why I can't go deeper and higher into the divine. And most of us have also adopted a kind of a DIY experience in life, where it's like, I'm going to do it myself. I'll figure it out. I know how to. I'm a survivor. I have overcome so many things in life, and it's like, I'm going to invite you to let go. You have to let go. If you're going to let go and let God, it's going to feel a little funky. You're going to allow yourself to feel a little funky so you can go deeper and higher into a greater humbling. You want to become friends with being humbled. Humbled means empowered, filled with strength, and to allow yourself to transcend. Imagine right now that you are, if you have a fear of any kind, a doubt a worry. I remember when I was in high school, oh my God, those days when you were just like kind of preoccupied with like being popular and wearing the right thing. And I didn't know back then, but I used to, you might not know this today, but I was tried so hard to be cool, so hard to be accepted, so hard to be groovy. I bought the coolest shoes and the coolest clothes. I went out of my way. I drove my parents crazy with like insisting on all the clothing I needed to wear so that I could be super cool. And it kind of helped a little bit. It helped with my self-esteem a little bit, but did it get me into the cool crowds that I wanted to be in? Not so much. But I'm like, but I look like you, and but I'm not actually hanging out with you. And I didn't know until years later. And there is a positive side to that. There's a positive side to that where it says, I'm going to use certain things to help boost my esteem. But if you don't go to a place where you welcome, what does self-love? What does self-esteem? What does that look like, feel like, smell like in my own bones and beingness? And you might find as you dip in that you're going to find some interesting aspects of it in terms of, well, what does that mean? It means you're included. It means you're seen. It means you're heard. It means you're understood. It means that somebody will go the extra mile for you just because you're you. We want to allow that to be. And we want to make sure that not only are we aware of what I'm welcoming, but then how am I welcoming it? I want to know what I am liking to welcome, and then I have to move into a welcoming vibration in order for that to happen. It wasn't until decades after high school that I realized that feeling wasn't attached to like, oh, I got to fit in and be with the cool kids and wear the cool clothes. It was about self-worth and self-esteem, and I was trying to do it from the outside in instead of from the inside out. And we want to make sure that we always put things in divine right order. It is from the inside out. That's how creation works. The divine idea makes its way into your heart, and then it makes its way out into expression. Then you get to have a beautiful experience, and then you move on. You move on to the next great experience. Some of us, I don't know if any of you have ever had a really amazing experience, and you're in this one certain place at this one certain time, and all these things seem to be kind of magically choreographing wonderfully for you, and then after it's all over and you go back to life and there's some nubs and flubs and a stubbing of a toe, and then you're like, oh, I know. When I was there, I wore this, and I did that. Oh no, there was this music playing, and you try to kind of recreate what happened, that sublime experience. In God, all things are made new, and all things are fresh. You're going to let that experience be wonderful, and you're going to allow something new and fresh to inspire you, to open. You're going to want to go ahead and, as Howard Thurman would say, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. You're calling forward, that's a welcoming. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve is a welcoming. Your high resolve, that's that big party that's waiting to just lavish and love. And also it's going to ask you to get disturbed. If you've become comfortable in ways, if you become comfortable, beliefs are the big one. When you become comfortable in a belief where you think you're right about the way the universe works, the way life works, oh yes, I know that there's entities out there to get you, and etc., etc. Oh, you're going to get disturbed. You're going to be asked to break free. Anything that is happening in the temporal world that is not of cooperation and harmony is awaiting transcendence. I would love to tell you that one day we're just going to wake up and you're going to look out and it's going to be peace in the Middle East, peace with Russia and Ukraine. You're going to see peace between North and South Korea. You're going to see harmony. There'll be the absence of greed and only generosity. I would love to tell you that you will look out into the world and all of a sudden peace will reign supreme. The only world you're interested in peace reigning supreme in is your world. If the world is influencing your feeling and your behavior, then you need to remember the physiology and the metaphysics of our being, the way creation works. Once that divine idea comes in, remember that your brain, your thoughts, are what transmit the idea out into the universe. If I'm transmitting an idea out into the universe, oh, I want to have more clients, or I want to have a greater sense of business, or better self-esteem. If I'm radiating that out, and I haven't been experiencing it to the degree that I'd like, and then I just keep being the same, then you're going to expect the same results. What you have to change is the feeling tone within. We think our way and our thoughts go out, but it is our feeling that draws it back to us. And it's going to come back to you through the filters of your feelings exactly with absolute precision to the way you believe it to be. Your feelings are an attribute of your beliefs. Your beliefs that something or someone could be against you are going to show up in your emotional body as a filter. You want to become cognizant and move into a metacognition so you can be aware of what are my beliefs? What are the patterns that are taking place in my life that I am going to transcend? There was a woman years ago, a client of mine, and she was going through a very difficult time. She was going through a divorce that came unexpectedly. Her husband came home one day, and that was it. And he just started packing his bag, and he was leaving. And she was kind of blown away. He said there was no fixing it, according to him. He was just out. He grabbed all his stuff. He was out the door, and she was kind of devastated. She tried to kind of reconcile, talk to me, but it wasn't working. And so they got to a place where he had said, it's going to be clean. You can just have what you want. But as time went on in the situation, he started kind of reneging on certain things, and it became one of those ugly divorce proceedings where it was like War of the Roses kind of a thing. And so she came out of her wit's end and wanted to go transcend into something different. And I said, well, would you be willing to go deep into the inner recesses and transcend all of this? And right now, as a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to allow forgiveness and purification, even though I know there's a part of you, because her big question was, should I sue him? I want to sue him and get him for everything he's worth because of all the lies and the deceptions and all of those things. And I said, well, hold on. Let's just put that on the side for a second. And I said, has anything like this ever happened to you before? And she said, no, I've never been in a divorce before. No. I said, no. Has any of this, something that feels like this ever happened before? And she sat and felt into it, and it took her back to a time where she could feel precisely something that was like this. She had a business partner earlier in life who did the same thing. They went into business together as partners, and then he betrayed her, and then it did go into litigation, and it became very ugly. And it was another experience that they really went into the trenches. And so I said, we're kind of establishing this kind of a pattern that's there, and it's like, what would you like to do with this? Because her big question was, should I go on and should I sue? And I'm like, well, did it work for you that time? And she's like, no, not really. Actually, all it was a whole bunch of stress that ended up in a whole bunch of fighting and did not get resolved. And I said, now we're going to move into metacognition. Now we're going to connect your soul with your heart, with your mind, and we're going to allow that to be what guides you. And I'm going to ask you because you're going to become very clear about certain things, what you should or shouldn't do. And one of the very things that became very clear was because in this particular case, aside from the betrayal, aside from the dishonesty, aside from all of the human emotional issues, she was also projecting that her supply, her good came from this. And it's like our good, our supply comes from the divine. So we're going to start to make our way over to a place. And if I'm here in my beliefs and I'm going here to my beliefs, this is a pretty big chasm to transcend. We're going to start to make our way, and it's going to require a little bit of diligence. Where every moment of every day we're going to have to tap in because the temptation to be like, oh. So she chose yes, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to sue. I'm not going to go to war. I'm not going to fight. We got to a place where she was actually able to connect soul to soul. And there's a process we use where you do a heart link and you connect one heart to another, soul to soul, and you start to invite and welcome from this individual who you think is the devil, and you start to welcome goodness. And so we started that process. Now, of course, we did the practical things, making sure we're not going to just toss out all the legal documents and do an airy-fairy approach where we bypass it. We're going to make sure that every step we take is inspired action. Inspired action is when you move in and all of a sudden you're like, so we started to, and then all of a sudden he started to drop the things that were creating a lot of dispute in their relationship. All the things he reneged on, he started to let go of. And all of this was taking place in the prayer field. All of this was taking place in a soul-to-soul connection. I've done this myself dozens, if not hundreds of times with people in my life, where the best thing you can do, I know the temptation is like, I know if I just explain to you, if I explain, and then I'm going to convince you my point of view, my POV, and then you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know, really, okay, well, I'm just going to do everything on your behalf now. No, usually when you go to try to convince someone, you're probably only going to make them dig their heels deeper. You want to make sure that if you go into prayer, if you go into the presence, if you allow yourself to do the inner work with your own inner beingness and transform you, the world will transform around you. It took many years, but eventually they are now really good friends, and they can actually now, they're at the point where they can laugh about the time when that whole thing went down. Do you know how delicious it is when you have a mortal enemy, somebody that you are in confrontation with, somebody that you are in disassociation with, and it's reconciled, and all of a sudden you feel the freedom and the liberation of forgiveness, of redemption, of purification. It is one of the most delicious things there is in the world. I've experienced it a number of times. I've experienced it so many times, and it is remarkable. But it is going to ask you to be meek in order to be strong, to be humbled in order to be triumphant. It's going to ask you to let go of surface mind analyzing and your butts and to move into letting go of those excuses and letting go of self-preservation, fight or flight responses. Now, it doesn't mean, I'm going to be very emphatic here, that doesn't mean I'm going to take an airy-fairy approach where I just like, well, life is good. Everything's burning and collapsing around me, but life is good. Well, the truth is, yeah, life is good, and it is, no matter what is happening around you. But in order for your experience to be that, you have to move into a place of embodiment. You have to know, as it says in A Course in Miracles, that you do not need God's blessing, for that you have had forever, but you do need your blessing. Your blessing is the universe. The universe is always welcoming, always blessing, and I'm going to move into a welcoming and blessing vibration within my own beingness that cultivates something magnificent. You know, there's one of the steps in the 12-step program. It's something about making amends. Yes, that's what it is. Making amends for? Okay, 4. And, you know, a lot of people make amends in the way where they, like, do it very out of obligation. Oh, yeah, you know, that time that I burnt your car, and blah, blah, I'm really sorry. And even though, like, inside I'm like, well, not really, but I'm supposed to do this. That's not purification. That's not redemption. When you get into a place where you can own and seek redemption, not redemption because I'm bad and I'm wrong, you know, some of those old scriptural passages that make it seem like, oh, you're being punished, something like that. No. All of this is for your own good. Any forgiveness you do, you're doing for your own welfare, your own benefit. And whether or not in this lifetime, but I can almost guarantee you, if you do it with sincerity, if you do it in purity, if you do it with a willingness, you will see and reap the rewards of that goodness. You will remember what it's like, that there's a welcoming universe. And I always like, one of the meditations I like to imagine is that I'm standing in the middle of a circle of people. Everybody I've ever known is surrounding me, and I can go around and look in the eyes of each and every person, and I can see, the divine in them. I go, oh my God, everyone, I love you, and I love you, and oh my God, oh, remember that time when we had an argument, and I thought you were the devil, remember, I love you now, I love you. We want to be able to go around, and so to really move into a place where you can clean up. Some people think this is it takes two to tango kind of operation here. It's like, well, I need them to do this in order for that to happen. No, you don't. It takes one to tango in God. There's one power, one presence, one God, and it indwells within you, and it only takes one aspect of your beingness to call forward goodness through your intellect, through your metacognition, and allow every part of you, from your soul to your heart to your mind, to be on the same page. And then, you know the old saying, the farmer and doesn't want to go out and plant all the seeds and then go like, oh, are you sprouting? No, you want to make sure that when you start to do these seeds and you start to water them and you start to fertilize them, that you let them grow. There's going to be that time of the germination underneath the soil that you can't see, and you're going to have faith and trust, and when you steep in it, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's germinating. Oh yeah. And if you're seeking the results that you're after, which is not like they need to come to me and apologize to me. No, what you need is, I am going to allow redemption, purification, forgiveness to just absolutely take care of all of this, and then I will just look for, I might not know what I'm looking for, I'm going to look for the proof that it's taking place. When the biggest bully of my life, who punched me, teased me for years and years throughout elementary school, when I applied this to that relationship, when 25 years later, unbeknownst to me, of all the self-esteem issues that came along with that bullying, with all the hatred that came along with that bullying, 25 years later, when I said yes to the redemptive expression of that, when I said yes, I'm going to connect with him heart to heart, soul to soul, even though I didn't know where he was at this particular moment in time. And then all of a sudden I run into somebody who says, oh, we're having a 25-year elementary school reunion next month, and I'm so glad I ran into you. And then I show up there, and then he's there, and everything had been purified before we had an encounter, before that moment. And all that happened when we reunited was he just stood up as I walked into the auditorium of our elementary school, and he outstretched his arms, and he looked straight in my eyes, and he didn't give me one of those man hugs. He gave me one of those hugs that was like, and it was like, oh my God, it was done. We didn't talk about what happened in the past, not because we were stifling it, not because we were ignoring it, because it was done. It was clean. It was clear. I've done that with so many people. That was the most profound experience of like, wow. And then we just started talking like school children about like, oh, what's going on in your life, blah, 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 blah. We became thick as thieves by the end of that day at that 25-year school reunion. And just so you know, our elementary school, they didn't do 25-year school year reunions. It was just somebody who decided, I'm going to throw a reunion right after I'm like, you know what, I'm going to connect with this soul. And the next day I run into that person. This is the synergy. This is the serendipitous nature of life that comes around and syncs and links you where it's like, ah, there it is. I couldn't in my wildest dreams have ever conjured that up. What I could conjure up from a temporal perspective was like, well, maybe I should find him on social media somewhere, and I'm going to invite him to lunch, and then I'm going to say, you know what you did to me is blah, 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 blah. And then he's going to have this great revelatory experience, and then he's going to say, I'm so sorry, and then we're going to hug it out. Yeah, that's what my temporal mind would have thought. But my surface mind, cognitive, my metacognitive mind, as I sat in meditation and in prayer, choreographed something much grander, much more beautiful. We want to remember that the universe operates through synergy. There's a synergy that is always seeking. What is synergy? Synergy is when energies come together for the greater good. And so you have one to tango energy here, and you get to call all the shots. And when you align all those shots with the divine, oh, it is sublime. And this isn't airy-fairy, because there are times where I was like, do I really have to heal this? I don't think I want to. And it's like, oh, that I'm going to be willing to want to, so that I can transcend into more freedom and more joy and more prosperity. So we're all agreeing that we're going to allow that to be. Yes? Yes. We are going to have a spiritual practice that welcomes spirit as it is. It's a call and response. Spirit is like calling you over here, this way to greater prosperity, this way to greater joy, this way to greater vitality, and you're going to say, yes, I'm coming for greater response, to greater vitality, greater joy, and greater prosperity. It's a call and response with the universe, but you have to incline your ear. You have to allow yourself in your meditation practice, in your spiritual practices. So I'm going to invite you, this week, let's all do something outside the box. Let's make sure that we become aware of anywhere that I'm blaming something on a condition or on a person, and then you're going to turn within, and you're going to allow yourself to move into metacognition and find out the inspired idea that in God all things are made new. We're all going to allow that to be. Yes? Yes. Oh, some of you are. We're all going to... Okay, so, maybe, if you were one of the people who was kind of like, then maybe not this week, maybe next week, because you need a little time to warm up to it, okay? So we're going to all allow this to be yes? Yes. Okay, that was better. Yes, love streamers? Yes. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to tune and turn within in prayer. How grateful I am to just open even more than ever before. Oh, I know right now there is an unlimited abundance of joy, of peace, of love, of goodness. And as we open our hearts in gratitude, we open the gates, the floodgates to more good. To recognize and remember that there is one power, one presence, one omniamorous love back of all life that is always seeking to choreograph more good for us. There is a welcoming by the divine, by our soul, that is whispering in our ear this way to greater good. And as we remember the truth that this greater good is the norm of the universe, it is natural, it is magnificent, it is brilliant, and God, that being all good, all-knowing, all-powerful, never judging, never withholding, not once, never smiting or blighting, never punishing, only praising and raising, only lavishing and loving. This is the nature of life. This is the nature of God. This is the nature of your life and my life. Each and every one of us, beyond our name, age, gender, beyond our race and affiliations and ancestry, beyond anything of the temporal world, beyond our subconscious, there is a holy presence, your true angelic light, formed and fashioned in the image and likeness of God. We are saying, yes, I am allowing myself to remember who I am. I am as thou art as I am, wherever I am, good God, Choda, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Adonai, Dios, the universe, the creator, the one is. We go deeper and higher in acceptance of this good, and we allow ourselves to be transformed. It is in the renewal of our mind that we are transformed, and we allow that renewing through freshness, through benevolence, through brilliance and beauty, optimism and faith, right here, right now. We proclaim it so, we declare it so. We speak this word and we allow it to be released into the law of creation that allows it to be so. The divine idea of my life, your life, our lives, individually and collectively, is what we are allowing to be now and so. And in agreeance, where we say, yes, I welcome back to me what the universe has welcomed me into by saying, and so it is. And so I let it be. Amen. 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 Ashe. Aho. Ahalo. Shalom. Hotep. And hallelujah. All right. All right, so be here and see all your shining, smiling faces. This is our time of conscious giving, where the ushers are going to come forward. And love streamers, just remember, it's the first Sunday of the month, so there's two things that you can participate in today. You can participate into private confidential prayer after this service in about 10 or 15 minutes in the Zoom room. Go to soulcenteroc.com and you can get the Zoom link for first Sunday prayer for you in Zoom room. And you can also participate in the visioning. That's at 12 o'clock, and the Zoom link is also in the newsletter and online at soulcenteroc.com. Love streamers, we love you. And for those of you here in the sanctuary, these are our glorious volunteers that are participating in Sacred Seva as our ushers today, and we love you and thank you. And there's time for contributions. You can see on the screen all the different ways, both love streamers and those of you here, that you can participate making contributions and donations electronically. If you would like to use cash or a check, we have these ushers that are going to circulate right now. And if you see anybody putting a blue butterfly in the basket, that means they're part of our auto tithe program, where they're just allowing that to automatically happen on a regular basis. And so we appreciate that. We thank God for you and them, and Rita's coming up.
To perform it since we were at the community center that we shared with Kobe Bryant for lovely moments in time. Do you guys remember that?
Come forward, please. That was glorious. Thank you, Rena. Oh, thank you, boys. All right. I'm just going to invite you to join me as we circulate blessings. We are part of the divine clan that says, I'm going to bless everything. We're going to bless this offering. I'm going to invite you, most of you already got the memo, we're going to extend our prayers through our hearts and hands, and we're going to just take this moment. As I speak this blessing, knowing that we recognize the power and the presence of the divine that is infinite giving, infinite source, infinite supply of everything. Just as we can breathe in right now and know that the air carries the oxygen to flood our lungs and circulate through our blood, we know that there is an infinite supply of all good, even more, even better, as we recognize the divine that is all loving, all giving, all powerful, all knowing, and we are one with it. We have said, yes, I am participating in the law of circulation that circulates and expands and circulates to glory and greater glory. We take this moment recognizing that we are formed and fashioned in its image and likeness, and our responsibility is to bless, and we bless this offering, knowing all needs met individually and collectively, all needs met here at Soul Center, all needs met in our individual lives, that we are allowing our good. We are putting out the welcome mat and saying, yes, that which the universe is welcoming me to, I am saying yes and welcoming it into our lives. We bless this and know that all is well and all is good now and so, and we simply say, Amen. Thank you, ushers. And thank you, everybody, for your contributions. And the children's community is going to come on in right now. And all the cuties, yes. Kiddos. Don't forget, love streamers, go to soulcenteroc.com to get the Zoom information for the prayer and the visioning.
This is our wonderful group of today at Light and Kids Village. And today we talked about letting our light shine. We discussed through games, videos, music, activities, and crafts that we all have a unique light inside of us. It's not something that you have to earn. It's something that we all have, and it happens the best when we're just fully ourselves. Right? So I have a few volunteers who are going to share their favorite part of the lesson. We'll start with Maya.
Everybody always shines a real light. And that's what's special about them. So I'm just gonna have a milkshake.
Thank you. All right, last one.
We are all like stars, all glowing a radiant light. We're all special, and that's the best part of us.
On the screen and in your program.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, love one's all of me. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song of vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin
We have agreed that we are allowing ourselves to recognize that the source and the power and the presence of the eternal frequencies, peace and love and joy and beauty, harmony and goodness are omnipresent right here. They come from the very mind, the very light, the very love of that which we call God Almighty, and that
almightiness only seeks to beget good to, through, and as each and every one of us, formed from its holy light, angelic bliss is our nature. We simply give thanks. Something wonderful has taken place and is catapulting us into a greater good than ever before. And we are saying, yes, I am welcoming the welcoming and allowing it to be good and bliss-filled and joyful. I say, and so I let it be. Amen. All right, Soul Center. For those of you who want to participate in the visioning meditation, it's open to everybody. It'll be in the conference room at 12 o'clock.